Have you ever been in a situation where you just needed some questions answered about your profession? Or maybe you've thought to yourself, what can I do differently in my classroom to better engage my students? Or maybe you're an administrator, a leader, or a dean, and you've asked yourself, how can I increase the morale and the enthusiasm of my professors, my teachers, and those that I serve? Well, in this episode of Educate to Elevate, I'm going to show you a scene from the Teacher Refresh event. And what you're about to see is called the Great Exchange. And this is where educators get together and they exchange ideas to better influence and impact their schools. Let's elevate. Hey, what's up? I'm Kantis Simmons, and welcome to episode number 15 of Educate to Elevate. Now, of course, this podcast is designed for the teacher, the professor, the counselor, the dean, the principal, the administrator, the PTSA director, the president, and anyone that's in the service of serving students. Well, in episode number 14, I had a very special guest, Brian Bean, and actually I took you inside the Teacher Refresh. And in that episode, we talked about how you can deal with difficult coworkers. If you haven't seen that episode, definitely go back and check it out at educatetoelevate.tv to watch episode number 14. And I am so grateful that you're here at episode number 15 because, again, I'm going to take you inside the Teacher Refresh. At this time of our Teacher Refresh, there was a section that we call the Great Exchange. And this is where all of the teachers, all of the educators in the room, they broke up in groups and they exchanged ideas to better impact the other educator. I want to take you inside of that. Now, I want you to get a pen or a piece of paper, and I want you to begin to write down some of these ideas and think about how you can use them practically in your school. Are you ready? Well, let's go into the Teacher Refresh to see the Great Exchange. You guys give it up for Miss Tara. Real quickly here, Tara, which school?
I am at Berkmar High School in Gwinnett County.
Berkmar High School in Gwinnett County. Good stuff. Thanks for coming to the Refresh. All right.
So the things that people told me were to remove the traditional bell schedule. So it's like a college and they're able to pick the schedule that they want. So they're more active to come to school. They can do traditional hours, but they can pick their courses and what time they want.
Oh, that's kind of cool. Hold on for a second. So you mean like in high school?
Like college.
So rather than having 7 periods, you stagger the classes based on just a particular schedule, and the students can pick their schedule.
Mm-hmm. So they can fast track or they can slow down. If they want to graduate early, they can take more classes.
Good stuff.
They want to.
I like that.
The second one was being involved in group mentoring with their students. Third one was allowing kids to fail as part of learning.
Wow. Just allow them to get an F. Just get an F, and you're going to learn today.
Right.
You're going to learn today. You got an F. All right, good stuff.
One lady said that with her kids at home, they do praise and worship daily, and she makes them get up and everybody lead a song and be involved and get up, whatever. And then the fourth one was to go to Eventbrite events in order to network.
Wow.
In the area.
That's good stuff. You guys get it for Tara and the Great Exchange. Yes, sir. Those are some good ideas. Good ideas. Somebody else. Come on up here to the Refresh carpet. I can't say the Refresh stage. You got the Refresh carpet.
It works. So thank you, Kantis.
No
by
problem.
the way, this is awesome. So for my children, one of the things that it's important for us to save time. We just got through talking about time management. One of the great ways to do that is by integrating different types of exercises together. For instance, with the praise and worship, they're required to dance and move. That's part of their physical education for the day. It gets them moving early in the day instead of just waiting until 3.
So you combine basically two things in one.
Right,
All
right. And we also do it in other ways. Like when you're studying about science, a lot of times there's some history in there. So for instance, during Black History Month, and we don't celebrate Black History only in the month, but we celebrate it all year long. But whenever we're studying about history, I try to link it, science, I try to link it with history because there's so many wonderful scientific findings that are just totally entrenched in our history.
Wow.
And we never teach our children that stuff. And that's I'm still learning so many things that I'm just amazed about. So we try to link those things together and give them an integrated experience. And it's more interesting for them. And it opens up their creativity. And then they really listen and pay attention better. So
Good. High five. Hold on, give me a high two.
how about this?
Oh, you want a pound? All right. You want to give me no high two? Anybody else? You want to give me no high two? I'm going to teach you that later. In the back, Miss Watkins, since we didn't introduce you when you came in. This is a good friend of mine, Brett Watkins. Brett, would you please stand? Come on to the refresh carpet. So we just had the great exchange, and there were 5 new ideas or 5 ideas that you received from somebody else. We'd love for you to share those ideas with us.
Okay, one of them was a mentor group after school. Another one was student-led conferences.
Okay.
Another one that I was telling a young lady over there, I was like, I thought about it was incorporating meditation because even though I have first grade, they are really stressed out to be 6, So you all are really going through some stuff. So another one was after-school advisory program for goal setting and graduation requirements. And another one was within social studies and within a curriculum that children would learn about their family backgrounds.
Okay. Good stuff. So let me ask you this question. Out of the five,
Yeah.
which one can you apply immediately, you feel like?
The meditation one.
The meditation one? Mm-hmm. Okay, so when you're going to start applying that one?
Like next week, because I know they're going to be like.
All right, good stuff.
School starts Monday, so.
School starts Monday, and what school are you at?
Bethune Elementary, Fulton County.
You guys give it up for Miss Watkins. Good stuff. I need one more person to share some of their ideas. All right, Miss Sandra. So let us know during the great exchange, there were probably 5 things that you received from this. Tell us some of these 5 things.
All right. Number 1 was trying to make personal connections so that the students can learn about themselves through the curriculum.
Okay.
Thought that was interesting. Number 2 was student-led conferences. We champion that here at McLaren. Number 3, everyone is worth something.
Good stuff.
Number 4, start the day with something motivational, something that's positive. And number 5, always remember to just let it go.
Let it go.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you think? Are those things that you can use right now at your school? Well, here's what I want you to do. I want you to go back and review, I think there was 15 or 16 ideas, and look at those. Identify the ones that you can use right now, and then I want you to think about practically, how can I disperse this into my school? Yes, go ahead, look at those 15, 16 ideas, and maybe pick out 3 of them that you can practically use right now. Now, here's another cool thing that I want to do. I want to hear from you. Yes, you. I want to find out what you're doing in your school that's causing students to be more engaged, that's causing your faculty and staff to be more motivated. I would love to hear that from you because it's not only for me, but it's also for the other educators and teachers and professors and administrators that watch this podcast. All you have to do is leave me some comments below, and I will make sure that everyone sees your beautiful comment on how they can now go use what you suggested to do. Hopefully you've enjoyed this episode of Educate to Elevate. If you haven't missed or if you haven't subscribed to this podcast, you can do that on iTunes, you can do that on your Android, you can do that on YouTube. Wherever you're watching this, make sure you subscribe so that every week when a new episode comes out, you'll be the first one to be notified about it. Well, I'm Kantis Simmons, and remember this, there's only one game in life that counts, and that's your A game. I'll see you next week.